Greetings, traveler. I am Snapjelly, and if I sound a bit weird, that is because I am sick. Yes, I went to an event last weekend, Facts in Belgium, where I, with the other members of House of Wax, walked around as Sauron and his Nazgul, amongst other things, and I have been sick ever since that week. So, yeah, that's the thing. It was very fun to do, though. If you want to keep tabs with the events that I go to, then you can like my Facebook page, which I'm planning to mention, all of the things at facebook.com/SnapJellyArmy. Go there, make the liking happen, you'll figure it out, you're a big boy. Alright, anyway, I have been sick ever since. Still, I wanted to make this very short video about sabers. Yes, and more specifically, how to hold sabers, because two reasons. One is you hold sabers just a little bit different as you would hold an arming sword, even if you use the same grip, and many people simply don't know that. And two is because there are two main ways of gripping a saber, and as usual, people who practice one tend to completely shun the other, as if it is stupid and ridiculous, and that's just not true. It comes down to preference, as usual. So I'm just gonna talk to you guys about the two ways to hold a saber and the slight differences that the two grips have, and let's just start. Now, usually sabers have all kinds of fancy hand protection, but luckily the saber that I use for practice, this one, doesn't. It makes it very easy for me to show you guys. It also makes it very easy for people to bust my knuckles, which is not that preferable, but alright, that's not the point. First I want to talk about the differences between holding a saber and an arming sword, and I'm gonna need that one as well. Alright, wait a second. Alright, normally if you would hold a sword, practically any type of sword, you would use your primary hand, in this case your right, and jam it all the way up there, right up to the guard. Right? That's how you just hold a sword with your primary hand. If it's a two-handed sword, you would hold your left hand somewhere down here for leverage, not for grip. Your right hand is all the way up there. That's how you hold a sword. But that's not how you hold a saber. You see, a saber has usually, not always, but this is a thing that you can kind of use as a reference, a curve in its handle, right? And they don't always have this, but again, you can use it as a reference. Now, what you do with the saber is you don't jam your hand all the way up there, you hold it down here, about-ish, right? And if your saber does have a curve, you can use that as a measurement point, because that curvature goes into your hand, right? That's about where you hold the saber, right? Even if it is straight, you would still hold it down here. Now, the two main ways of holding the saber are called, one is called hammer grip, and the second one is called saber grip, or thumb grip, as some people like to call it. Hammer grip, you've most likely heard about. It's straight up, like this. Alright, you can do it with other swords as well. Like with this one, just like that. It's like Minecraft Steve, how he holds his sword. It's straight up. That's the hammer grip. Two, saber grip looks something like this. You put your thumb on the back, right there, and there you go. But Jelly, what about handshake grip? Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Just calm down. Alright, now the main difference is grip strength. Alright, because the main point of grip in a human hand comes from the thumb. And if you hold a sword in hammer grip, like this, I'm just gonna use my left hand for now, like this, right, it's locked down. As you can see, there's simply no opening. But if you hold it like this, in saber grip, all of this is open, so it loosens your grip. It makes your grip weaker. But on the other hand, saber grip increases your range, right? Because if you hold a sword in hammer grip, straight up, you don't have that much range. But if you hold it like this, you have all the range. That's the main difference between the two. Now, incoming handshake grip, because handshake grip is the grip that people use if they don't like the lack of range. For example, grabbing this sword again. The main difference between handshake grip and hammer grip is this is hammer grip, right? And this is handshake grip. Very much the same. Like, this one is sturdy and short. This one's a bit longer but looser, you have less grip. Now the thing is, if you do that with a saber, you get this. Right? Hammer grip, handshake grip. When you're in handshake grip, you might as well put your thumb up there. Right? Because you have extra room between your hand and the guard, you can put your thumb up there and that makes the saber grip. What you can't do with a sword if you hold it all the way up here, then this is all you can do, the handshake grip. The handshake grip is not necessary with a saber because you can put your thumb up there. Now why would you, I just hit the chair, why would you put your hand up there, or your thumb up there? Well, quite simply, it increases the leverage. Usually as you swing a sword, if you hold it like this, right, with your thumb closed, the main point of leverage is your pinky finger. What you do as you swing a sword is basically this, right? You push with your pinky finger, just in a smaller scale. Now if you have your thumb up here, you don't only push with your pinky this way, but you also push with your thumb that way. This makes it easier to swing, makes your swing a little bit faster, a little bit harder, things like that. So if you can put your thumb up there, putting your thumb up there is preferable to not putting your thumb up there, and thus having the handshake grip. It's kind of not necessary. The saber grip is kind of like an improved version of the handshake grip, you could say. Gross. And another thing is, especially if you have a sword that's an overall S shape, which means if, like this one, the point sticks that way and the handle sticks that way, so it's an overall S shape, get it? Then it's, again, not really necessary, because if you hold your sword straight, and you hold it right here, because of the curvature of the handle, the sword's already sticking forward a little bit. So you don't need that extra bit of reach. If you want to get the extra bit of reach, you use the saber grip and you have all the reach. You can stretch it all the way without hurting your wrist a little bit. So that's it. That's the main differences. Now, which one should you choose? Which one you like? Really, I mean, honestly, if I would tell you which one I prefer, I would say hammer grip, because especially when I started fencing, I really disliked the saber grip because it put a lot of stress on my thumb, and especially in my case because I fence right-handedly, but I am actually left-handed. So I was just way stronger in my left hand than I was in my right. So doing this, especially if I do like positions like this, right, all the weight, your thumb supports everything, and if you're not used to that, it really hurts. So I did not like the saber grip at first. But what I noticed was, as I was practicing, doesn't matter if the practice was fast or slow or whatever, at some point I just noticed, hey, I'm getting pain in my thumb. And I looked up and I noticed that I was holding the sword like this, even though I wasn't trying to. I was practicing with the hammer grip, yet I subconsciously switched to saber grip. So it's really weird. If I would tell you, I would tell you to use the hammer grip, but apparently, subconsciously, I still prefer the saber grip because I keep switching to that. Fun fact, a lot of sabers also have an extra flat piece right here to put your thumb on. I don't have an example myself, but well, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't need to show you. So that's about it. That's how you hold a saber. It's a little bit different from any other sword, but not too difficult. Anyone can do it, really. And don't let anybody tell you what to do, is basically what I'd advise you. People tend to say, you need to hold it that way, or this is stupid, you need to hold it this way, and you need to hold it the way you like it. Sword fighting is about what works for you. And if you like one grip better than another, then you use that grip. If you can do the right moves, then it really doesn't matter. So, try it out. Try it for yourself, and figure out which one you like. Alright, I'm getting a headache, so I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining my quest, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Bye, guys.